Alright, this is the review, just a video going over it. So the very first one, the diagram shows the side lengths of a triangle. Write the expression that represents the perimeter of the figure. So the perimeter, all you do is just add up all the sides. So you have 6x plus 8 plus 4x minus 1 minus 2x plus 1. So all I did is just wrote down all of my sides. We're adding them all up together. Okay, we're going to combine like terms. So we have a 6x, we have a 4x, we have a minus 2x. Whenever I combine those, we get 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8, so there is 8x. And then I also have, let me color in my numbers here. I have 8 minus 1 plus 1. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So this here would just be plus 8. So my perimeter is 8x plus 8. Again, you can always pause this, watch it multiple times, however many times you need to watch it to get it. Okay, number 2. Says, which of the following is equivalent to the expression 3a minus 6b plus a plus 4b? What you're going to do is combine like terms. So I have a 3a and an a. When I combine those, that gives me 4a. And then I have a minus 6b and a plus b. And when I combine those, negative 6 and positive 4, negatives are winning by 2 points. That'd be negative 2b. Okay, so I'm going to look through my answer choices and see which one of these are equivalent. So for the first one, negative 2b plus 4a, that is the same thing as 4a minus 2b. It's the exact same thing here. So that first one works. The second one, I'm going to distribute this negative 2 here. So what I get is a negative 2b plus 4a. And again, that's the exact same thing as 4a minus 2b. So that works. And this last one here, when you distribute this 3, you get 3a minus 6b, and that does not match up, so the third one is wrong. 1 and 2 would be the correct answers. Alright, number 3, first up, it says you have a square, has a side length of 2x plus 5. Equal out a triangle, has a side length of 4x minus 4. If the two figures have the same perimeter, what is the area of the square? This little problem is a little booger, okay, because it's kind of hard. But it's alright, because I'm going to make it easy for you. First thing you got to do is find the perimeter of the square, and then find the perimeter of the triangle. You can find the perimeter of the square either by adding up all the sides, or shortcut, there are 4 sides on a square. So I'm going to just do 4 times 2x plus 5. Distribute my 4, my perimeter is going to be 8x plus 20. Triangle. There are 3 sides in a triangle, so either you can add up 4x minus 4 3 times, or, shortcut, you can do 3 times 4x minus 4. When I distribute the 3, my perimeter is going to be 12x minus 12. It tells me right here that they have the same perimeter. So what that means is I can take my square's perimeter, 8x plus 20, and I can set that equal to my triangle perimeter, which is 12x minus 12. Alright, we're going to go ahead and solve for x. Move my smaller x, which is my 8x, so subtract 8x from both sides. I still have a 20 left over. That is going to be equal to 12 minus 8 will give me 4x, and I still have that minus 12. I'm going to bring it on down. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that 12 to both sides to get my x by itself. Cross that off. 20 and 12 will give me 32. That is equal to 4x. Last thing I have to do is get x by itself. So to get x by itself, I'm just going to divide both sides by 4, and I get x is equal to 8. So now what I'm going to do, since x is equal to 8, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go all the way around and plug it in right here. So what I have is I have 2 times 8 plus 5. 2 times 8 is 16, 16 plus 5 is 21. It's asking for the area of the square. So to find the area of the square, you have to do either length times width or side times side. So that would be 21 times 21. So my area here is just 21 times 21. And my area is, when you multiply that out, will give you 441. And I just like to put units squared. Alright, number 4, soccer fans. Okay, they can buy tickets for seats in the lower deck or upper deck of the stadium. Tickets for the lower deck cost $65 each. And ticket prices for the upper deck are 75% of the cost of tickets for the lower deck, which inequality represents all possible combinations of X, the number of tickets for the lower deck, Y is the number of tickets of the upper deck, that someone can buy for no more than $920. So first I'm going to look here, no more than. So my inequality symbol for this would be less than or equal to. So I can automatically get rid of C, I can automatically get rid of D. You're left between A and B. Okay, so mind you, all right, that $65, that is going to be for the lower deck. So those are the more expensive ones. Okay, so I want you just to think about this. If I wanted tickets for my upper deck, is it going to be more expensive or less expensive? Well, the lower deck is always more expensive because you're closer to the field, so the upper deck is going to be cheaper. Which one of these is cheaper than the $65? This right here at $48.75. So B would be your answer. You don't even have to worry about the 75%. All you need to do is just look at your answer choices and do a process of elimination. All right, number 5. Okay, so number 5 here, it says shoe rentals cost $5. Each game bowled costs $7. What is the most number of games Andrew can bowl without spending $50? So it has to be less than 50. Okay, so I have 7x is less than, that will give me 45. Divide both sides by 7. X is going to be less than 6 point. Let me get my calculator because I don't remember exactly what it is. Alright, let's see. 45. Not 45. Yeah, 45 divided by 7. There we go. 6.428, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what this means is that however many games she plays has to be less than 6.428. Well, you can't play 0.428 of a bowling game, so the only amount of games that she can play would be 6. 6 games, that's it. If she played 7 games, you would go over $50, and you can plug that in. 5 plus 7 times 7, because she's doing 7 games, would give me $54, and she's not allowed to spend any more than 50. So she can only do 6 games. Alrighty, up next, Gail is saving money to buy a new Bluetooth speaker that costs at least $100. So far, she has saved $46. How much more money does she need to save? So, 100 minus 46 would give me $54. Okay, if this, whatever it is, whatever item it is, if it costs at least $100, then you better save at least $54. And that's it for the word problems. Okay, so, hang on.
Parking lot. It's time for marching band practice. If you are parked on the marching band field, you need to move your car. Thank you.
All right, here we go. So for number 8, we are solving this inequality. First thing I'm going to do is combine my like terms. I have x and 6x to give me 7x. I have a 1 and a 1 that would give me a 2. Okay, over here I have a 3 I can distribute, and remember the negative minus sign, that becomes a negative 1 to distribute. That would give me 3x minus 12 minus x plus 4. Okay, 7x plus 2 I'm going to keep over here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I'm going to combine like terms. I have this 3x minus x to give me 2x. I have a negative 12 and a positive 4. Negative team is winning by 8 points. All right, now I'm going to move and get my x's on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And 7 minus 2 would give me 5, so I have a 5x. Everything else stays the same, plus 2 minus 8. I'm going to go ahead and add that 2 to both, subtract that 2 from both sides. So I still have a 5x. I still have my inequality symbol. Negative 8, negative 2. Negatives are winning. It's going to be a negative 10. The last thing I have to do here is just divide both sides by that 5. Change my color again. To get x by itself, not dividing by a negative, so I keep everything the same. That's negative 2. And I'm just going to write my answer here in fancy form. So x such that x is greater than negative 2. Fancy little bracket, and boom, you're done with the first one. And again, you can always pause this, rewind it. If I write too fast, talk too fast. All right, here we go. Number 9. Okay, I'm going to draw my line on the equal sign. No combining like terms. No distributive properties, so what I'm going to do first is move my x. So I'm going to subtract 7x, subtract 7x. Bloop, those cross out. 8 minus 7 will give me 1. Everything else I'm going to bring on down. Okay, and then to get x by itself, I need to add 2 to both sides, so plus 2, plus 2. Still have my x. Which team's winning? The negatives. How many points are they up by? 7. X is equal to 7. Bloop, bloop. That's it. You're done with that problem. Okay, we got a couple more problems left over here. We have 17. Okay, so here we go. Start with number 10. Simplify. So I'm going to distribute my negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 5 gives me a positive 40b. Negative 8 times 7, minus 56 plus 5b. And then I'm going to combine my like terms. So 40b, 5b. That would give me 45b minus 56. Can't combine those because they're not like terms, so that's my final answer. Number 11, simplify. Got a negative 7 here, got a positive 5 here. Negative 7 times m is a negative 7m. Negative 7 times negative 6 is a positive 42. 5 times m is 5m. 5 times 10 gives me 50. Combine your like terms. Negative 7m, positive 5m. The negatives are winning by 2 points, so negative 2m. Combine my little numbers here, 42 and 50. When I add those up, that would give me 92. And I can't combine those because those are not like terms, so there's my final answer. Alrighty, number 12. Distribute the negative 3. Negative 3b minus 24, and I still have this lovely plus 3 in the back. Combine like terms. Okay, I don't have anything else besides just this negative 3b. There's no other b, so I'm going to leave it as negative 3b. Okay, and then what I have over here is a negative 24 and a positive 3 that I can combine. So negative 24, positive 3. Negatives are winning, and they are winning by 21 points. And I can't combine those because those are not like terms. 13. I have a 3 to distribute. I have a negative 1 to distribute. So I have 3x minus 3y minus y plus x plus 2x. Okay, remember, when you distribute a negative, all it does is change the signs inside the parentheses. So that's why my positive y became negative, negative x became positive. All right, we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So I have 3x and x and 2x. So 3 plus 1 would give me 4. 4 plus 2, that would give me 6x. Okay, then I also have a negative 3y and a negative y. So both of these are negative, so I'm going to add them together. 3 plus 1 gives me 4. There's my negative 4y. X and y are two completely things, so I cannot combine those. Okay, number 14. 14 here, we have an inequality. So first thing I'm going to do is draw my line on the inequality symbol. Here's a negative 1 I have to distribute. Here's a negative 5 I have to distribute. So we have 5x minus x minus 2 is greater than negative 5, negative 5x plus 3. On the left-hand side, I have a 5x minus x. I can combine those and get a 4x. Still have a minus 2. Greater than. On the right-hand side, what can I combine? Negative 5 and a positive 3. So I still have a negative 5x. And then when I combine those, the negatives are winning by 2 points. Alright, now I need to move my x's. I'm going to move this 5x over because it's negative, make it become positive, so we have 9x minus 2 is greater than negative 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So we have 9x is greater than 0. Okay, I can still solve this problem. So I'm going to rewrite it over here. We have 9x is greater than 0. I'm going to divide both sides by 9. So x will just be greater than 0. So my answer here, the way you write it, and I'll write it up here, fancy little bracket, x, such that x is greater than 0, fancy little bracket. And you only have to write your answers that way for inequalities. Alright, number 15. Okay, so number 15 here, draw my line on the equal sign, the inequality. Divide by negative 2.5. Divide by negative 2.5. Remember, we are super shocked that we are dividing by a negative. That's why we draw this face on here. The mouth is to remind us that the less than becomes a greater than sign. This becomes a z. And then we have 30 divided by negative 2.5, which will give us negative 12. All we gotta do is write our answer in the fancy little format and fancy little bracket, and we are done. The most important thing for you to remember on this problem is that when dividing by a negative, you flip the inequality symbol. Alright, number 16. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, draw an equal sign. Then I'm going to distribute my 3, distribute my negative 6 here. Okay, so first I got negative 10n. Plus 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 3 times 8 is 24. Don't forget the n. Negative 6n and negative 6 times the negative 4 is a positive 24. I'm going to combine like terms. Negative 10n, 24n. When I combine those, how many does that give me? 24 minus 10 will give me 14n. Okay, so I still have plus 24 is equal to negative 6n plus 24. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my n's on the same side. So to do that, I'm going to add this 6 in because I don't like negatives. So I'm going to add 6 in here. 14 and 6 that'll give me 20 in, and I still have plus 24 is equal to 24. And then I'm going to go ahead and get 24 to move, so I'm going to subtract it. And when you do that, you still have 20 in is equal to 24 minus 24 is 0. The answer to this one is not no solution. Okay, I saw a couple people want to put no solution. It's not no solution because I can divide both sides by 20. And when you divide both sides by 20, you get n is equal to 0 because 0 divided by 20 is 0. All right, last problem. Draw my line on the equal sign. Okay, and what I have here, I have a 10 I have to distribute. Let me do a different color so I don't get mixed up. We'll do brown. I have a 10 that I have to distribute and a negative 1 I have to distribute. So we have 10x plus 30 plus 9x plus 4 is equal to x minus 5 plus 3. All right, now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So I have 10x, 9x to give me 19x. I have a 30 and a 4 to give me 34. Over here, we just have an x, and then I have a minus 5 and a plus 3. Negatives are winning by 2. Okay, what am I going to do next? I want to move my x, so I'm going to subtract x, subtract an x. So I have 18x, and then I still have plus 34 is equal to negative 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to subtract 34 from both sides, so minus 34, minus 34. Still have this 18x hanging out right here, still have my equal sign. And over here, when I add those together, because they're both negatives, when I add them together, I get negative 36. Last thing I have to do is divide both sides by 18. So 18 divided by 18, that gives me 1x is equal to negative 36 divided by 18 will give me negative 2. And again, remember, there's two ways you can always check your answers in equations. One, take your answer, plug it back into the original problem. See if the left side is equal to the right side. Or option number 2, in your calculator, y1, put the left side in. y2, put the right side in. Look at your graph, find the intersection, second trace 5, enter. Whatever the x value is the answer to the equation. So there's two ways to check yourself. Hopefully you were studying this stuff, and hopefully you watched this video and got some help out of it. So good luck on your test on Thursday.